The province is under pressure to reconsider a change that is leaving some people on disability with less money. This, despite the government's vow to support them through the pandemic.
During the past 2 years, people were able to get the federal CERB payment without it coming off their disability check. And even though we're still reeling from COVID-19's impacts, that's no longer the case.
Bender Sudjan joins us now with more on this. And Bender, even a few $100s difference can really have a big impact on people.
Yeah, and I spoke with Carrie, who wasn't able to go on camera today, but she tells me she lost her job due to COVID and went on EI CERB. And because of these changes, she now no longer receives a disability check. And she says she got very little notice and she is struggling to make ends meet. To help people on income and disability assistance during the pandemic, the province said it would not deduct any EI earnings when calculating those payments. That changed recently, and the province says that's so it can work better with the federal move from CERB to EI. Now, even this month, though, the provincial website continued to say EI was exempt when making those calculations. Some people say they weren't told about the clawback. The province says they notified people back in December, and the opposition is calling all of this another communication failure.
The government says, it's to dovetail into the federal government's, announcement. But the reality is the provincial government has the ability to not implement this. To be honest, this is cruel and unusual punishment to those that are being impacted by this the most.
The province is defending this move in part by saying it was the only province to have this exemption in the early days of the pandemic, saying it is now targeting its relief efforts. But none of that helps Carrie. She says after she pays her rent, she only has a few $100s left over, and that means she can no longer afford to visit her mom, who lives in another city and who is battling cancer. Scott, Mijung.
All right, thank you, Bender.